Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this. I much appreciate it. So I just found out my Discord account has this access to Discord orbs or something. It's like I don't get it. Like there's orb exclusive stuff. Like I have 150 orbs. Don't know why. Couldn't tell you. And I could get like an Orbs Apprentice Bash 3-day Nitro credit for like 1,400 of them. Pondering Port, like, or like you can get stuff like cat ears for your damn pro. Oh, man. Why does Discord have to be run by like tech bros? Why? It's just it's so dumb. I don't know. I hate it. I mean, like, God, Discord, like, in a righteous world, Discord would, like, flop immediately as soon as they added all this microtransaction shit. It's like every update they've done has made it look uglier and, like, less intuitive. And once again, tech bros, I think we should all, like, put them in a particle collider and melt them into scrap metal. Anyway, the build we are running today, I don't know what. I guess we'll run this. Haven't run this in a minute, right? This is the right one? Yeah. We have the Mach 4 Cleaver with the Faux Rend Mach 2 Ripper Gun. For the talents, we have Heavyweight, Smash 'em, Best Defense, Big Friendly Rock, Soften them up, Pumped up, Indomitable, Stomping Boots, Trample, Slam, Strike True, Batter, Bonebreaker's Aura, Bruiser, Get Stuck In, No Pushover, Attention Seeker, Frenzied Blows, Dominate, Delight in Destruction, Heavy Hitter, Just Getting Started, Great Cleaver, and Unstoppable. That is the build. Let's get into a game, shall we? Where did I go? There we are. We're back. Alrighty, and we're in. And let me tell y'all something. My fan got turned off, I think, by my cat. I'm gonna say something, and I need you all to know that I'm merely annoyed at this. It is not anything deeper than that. So, sorry, I joined in, and there's a lot going on already. I set my settings to medium, so the fog looks different. Why is it so foggy? Do I have volumetric fog on? Well, no point looking for it now. I'll figure it out later. My settings got reset, so I just did the quick thing of just setting it all to medium. I'll figure it out after. It looks fine for now. Anyway, what I'm annoyed about is I found myself in possession of a few spare dollars this month, and I wanted to treat myself by commissioning an artist. I'm not commissioning the artist I normally commission because the artist I wanted to commission, one, I really like their art style, so I'd like to get something from them, and two, my normal artist is a little more pricey than the one I wanted to commission. And I'm not going to name the artist or anything like that, just so that no one goes and, like, I don't know, he's annoying. Rip. I was like, hey, I really like your art, I'd like to get a commission from you. And they were like, oh, thanks. I'm all full this month, though, for slots. Which is fine. I was like, okay, damn, that sucks. But then they were like, would you like to get a slot for next month? And I was like, and in my head, I said no, because I won't have the money. Well, originally I said yes, but then a few minutes later, I was like, sorry, actually no, because I won't guarantee I'll have the money. But, like, my thing is, if you're gonna say that, oh, you're all full for this month, then turn around and be like, oh, would you like to get a slot for next month? Why not just get the commission now? Like, once again, it is fine for an artist to have, like, a limited amount of slots every month. That's not what I'm mad about. I'm just annoyed. I'm not mad at all, actually. I'm just, like, annoyed. Because it's like, if you're gonna do that, why not just take my money now? you know, get the info, take my money, and then draw it. I don't know. Then, like if it was like the 25th of June, I would have been like, yes, that makes sense. But the day I did it is the 12th, so it's like you're telling me to wait half a month, you know, for a commission, which is like, once again, is fine. The artist has every right to do that, but like, why? I just don't give me the option. I think it makes more sense than just be like, sorry, I'm all full this month. Try it, like, you know, hit me up on like the 25th or whatever. This is a similar thing happened to me before with an artist a long time ago. This was before I was even a YouTuber. I wanted to get a commission of a D&D character, and I hit up the artist. They had one slot left. I saw it, and I was like, oh, I really love this art style. I think it would really fit my character's design, like look and everything. I think they'll really be able to meet it. So I'm like, hey, I really love your art. I'd like to get a commission from you. And they were like, yeah, sure, send me the details. And I was like, cool. So, and something had happened, or like an hour passed or whatever. I was like busy. I sent the details. I was like, thank you for, you know, letting me commission you. Here are the details and whatnot. Where should I pay you? Or whatever. The whole song and dance I normally do. And they were like, oh, sorry, someone's taken the slot. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, me. What? And like that time I felt like I have more reason to be even more annoyed, because it's like, you said yes. We entered a sort of like mutual understanding that I was going to pay you for your services. Which is like, and it was like, it wasn't even that long. If it was like a day or two between my replies, I would have been like, oh yeah, sure. But it was like a couple hours at most. And they're like, would you like to book one for next month, or do you want to try again next month? And I just ended up ghosting them, because there was nothing I could have said in that moment that wouldn't have just been like somewhat rude. I wasn't going to outright like be mean to them, but I probably would have been like, oh, no thanks, or like, nope, I'm good. Just some snarky shit, so I figured it was best just to let it hang. Anyway, Arbitrator comes out later this month. That's fun. They showed off 7 minutes of gameplay. 7 minutes... Oh my god, voice crack. 7 minutes of gameplay feels like an odd amount of time, but I guess they don't want to show everything, but like... I don't know. I guess it just feels like a weird marketing strategy, but you know, I'm not a marketing person. I don't have a PhD in marketing. Where the fuck did you come from? What is that kick range? That was insane. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to reload, but I accidentally fat-fingered my charge key. There's another time this time I'm like, I got kind of, not necessarily, I kind of got gypped by the artist, but not necessarily. So this artist was, I found the artist. I wanted to get a commission of a D&D character doing like a Gojo meme thing. And I was like, yeah, and they're like, yeah, sure. So this is going to be a full color with a background, with this like simple background. And I was like, cool, here's the character, here's the pose, here's like the background can just be like this, whatever, blah blah blah. It doesn't super matter. And cool, like, took a few weeks to get anything back, and I hit them up. I was like, hey, can I get an update? They're like, yeah, sure, I'll send you a sketch in like the next day or two. I was like, cool, perfect, great. Get the sketch. I'm like, this is great, this is amazing. And they were like, yeah, I'll color it and I'll get back to you. And then they never got back to me. And I was like, man, fuck. But it was one of those things where I was a little annoyed I didn't get what I paid for, but I also only paid $45. And there's like artists I've paid for more for a sketch, so I'm like, you know what? This is fine. This is actually okay. I don't know, it's like is that maybe like a little bit like of a bitch move on my end of being like, oh, this is fine. Maybe I should have like pushed it, but at the same time it's like, it just, you know, it is what it is. There's another time, not necessarily didn't get scammed by an artist, but there was a big communication error. So I was getting a gift for a friend. I can't remember why I was getting it for her. I don't think it was for her birthday. I think she was just like having a bad week or something. So I wanted to give her a gift, and she was talking about this like dragon she had made for an encounter for her D&D party, and I was like, oh, that's sick. And she showed me some of the design stuff. She's not like an artist, but she was like, oh, it's got like these kind of legs or whatever. I was like, cool. So I sneakily I found a dragon artist, and I was like, hey, can I commission you for a dragon? They were like, yeah, sure. They didn't speak English as their first language, so the real big thing is that a big communication error. I got the commission, and I sent it to them, and I was like, hey, this is you know, what you're going for. And they're like, you know, unfortunately, like, you know, they were like, wow, this is sick, but unfortunately, it's kind of not what I was going for. And I was like, oh, damn, you know what? I'm sorry, that's fine. It was a communication error on my end, for sure. And they're like, hey, how much did it cost you? I'll pay you back. And it was like that thing of like, oh, man, they felt bad. And I was like, no. Don't even worry about it. I'll just use this dragon for a D&D campaign. So basically nothing happened. And then I went and I commissioned a different artist for one of their OCs, and everything was good. That wasn't a failing on the artist. That was a failing on me to communicate properly. But yeah, I don't commission a lot of artists. Funny enough, the most reliable artists I've had, other than like my PNG artist, and like she's basically my channel artist, considering how much she's done for my channel. She's done my emotes, she's done every single one of my PNGs. She's done my profile, she's done my Discord icon. One day she'll probably do my YouTube banner when I get that done. But the most like consistent artists I had that are like really on the ball with it have been like NSFW artists, or like artists who do NSFW, even if I'm not necessarily commissioning NSFW, because I don't know, something about it just makes them like really good at like communicating. I don't know, it's weird. But I guess it's that moment of like, yeah, I talk to people about what makes their shit hard. So like, you know, you learn a certain amount of honesty in this life. And honestly, it's kind of beautiful if you think about it. Yeah, I talk to people about stuff that makes them yank their shit super fucking hard. It's like, that's so fucking based. I just be yanking it, and they're yanking it, we're all yanking it. You yank it, I yank it. There's a Reaper here. Whee! I was talking with Joe Play Games earlier. I can't talk about everything because it's like involves some NDA stuff, but we were talking about lore, because you know she is the lore person. Go subscribe to her. Also, shout out Joe Play Games. She was technically my first ever. She was the first ever content creator to ever reach out to me, and it was because she wanted to use some clips of mine for a video of hers. Since like way early on in my YouTube career, and even some now still sometimes, but early on, like a lot of my views were from YouTube shorts where I collected a bunch of interactions of the rejects talking, and it was from her Gene Stealer cult video, which I think is one of her earliest Darktide lore videos. Where did you come from? And since I had some clips of the rejects talking about Gene Stealers on Tertium, or on Atome, I should say. Or no, Tertium's the planet, right? No, Atome is the planet. So sorry. But yeah. So shout out to her. But we were talking about it, I was like, yeah, we were talking about, since there's a new campaign coming out for Darktide, they've talked about it in the blog post, where it's like a little more accessible and understand. Not only is it better, or supposedly going to be better, it's also going to be easier for new players to understand, because, let's be real, if you know a thing about the Darktide campaign, like originally, you know, one, it's terrible, and two, it's kind of like boring. And I was talking to her, I was like, yeah, I still don't understand what the whole thing of, like, Mozozi calling us and then saying she didn't call us. And she made the revelation to me that, like, oh, the traitor lady's in the background of that cutscene. I think it's supposed to imply that she's the one who called you up to Mozozi to try to, like, sow dissent or whatever. And I was, like, baffled by the fact that, one, I'd never noticed that, and two, how would you ever pick that up? Like, at all. Like, I really think if I could redo the Darktide's original campaign, I don't know what changes they've made to the new one, or at least, you know, the things I do know I can't say. I would change it. I'm talking about purely original campaign. So, once again, I'm not talking about anything NDA here. I would make it so, like, the traitor lady was, like, essentially like someone in kind of in Zola's position, where instead of just being another reject on the Tankard Bastion of, like, why the fuck would we give about this person, our only interaction with this person is us nodding at each other in, like, a hallway. I would have made it so that she was, like, a actual voiced character, and she was, like, someone in Zola's position, because Zola's position isn't, like, exactly, like, set in stone at the time of the early, you know, she's got a lot of, like, oh, what's the deal with Zola type shit going on, early on in that story as well, and even, you know, with the whole Karnak twins and how she went behind Rannick's back. So if the traitor lady wasn't, like, so, like, as another explicator or something, or, like, just someone, like, like, maybe not even an explicator, but, like, a sergeant or something, just someone, you know, high ranking above us or near us. That way, that at least, like, we know we have some more connection to this person. And then, like, when it's revealed that she's actually the traitor, then it's like, oh shit, you know. But, you know, it's whatever. I'm just here to punch things. Yeah, I was thinking about it. What are the... Nope, I lost it. I completely lost my train of thought there. Hey, there's that Space Marine update. I don't know if it's out. I'm probably not going to re-download Space Marine. Unfortunately for Space Marine, it's just too little. Fuck you. It's just too little, too late for Space Marine, honestly. Like it's one of those things where, like, I think, like, my friend said it, friend artist, she's my friend, but she's also my artist, said it the best, where, like, they kind of intended Space Marine 2 to be deadware. And what essentially that means is, like, they release the game and they just kind of don't do anything with it. And I don't think that's necessarily fully the truth, but honestly, like, I could believe it just by looking at it. Because what do you mean, like, in the cycle of your game being incredibly popular, popping off, Darktide put out, like, 3 major updates and a new character in your lifetime? Or, like, come on now. Like, if you're getting outpaced by Fat Shark, and you're a game that's, like, triple the size, it's yikes. It's yikes. Like, no new character. Like, there's a new game mode, but no new class, unless there is a new class, and I've pushed it out of my mind, but, like, do I have 3 Psychers? No, I have 2 Psychers and a Veteran. Like, man. It's just, yeah, I'm just not interested. And once again, like, I think, unless there's been major changes to the gameplay loop, it's just Darktide's gameplay loop is infinitely better. Because they're both horde shooters, right? Obviously, one's 2-player, 3-player third person, one's 4-player FPS. But, like, think about it. Every Space Marine campaign, or, like, mission, can be broken down to this. You start the mission, walk into an enemy horde, or a horde, like, scout gets, it's like, you know, horde gets called, you fight off the horde. You walk a bit more, killing a straggler here and there. Fight a horde. Then maybe an elite boss will spawn. Walk a bit more, kill a couple stragglers, reach an area where you have to fight off a horde to do an objective. Do that, do the objective, move on, complete the mission. Fight the horde at the end of the mission. Meanwhile, in Darktide, it's like the AI director could be like, oops, all Ragers, or oops, all Crushers. Or like, hey, we're just gonna send fucking endless waves of Poxwalkers at you, because fuck you. And it's like, yes, AI director, hate me more. It's just like the replay, Darktide is just infinitely more replayability than Space Marine 2. And I'm not harping on you if you like Space Marine 2, I just think objectively, if we're gonna like look at the games through the eye of a critic, I think the gameplay loop of Space Marine 2 gets way too stale. And the PvP, it's simple to a fault, where like it's fun, but then it's just like kind of boring and unbalanced, but obviously it's not really the point. The PvP was kind of just slapped on at the end. Let's be real with ourselves here. But I digress. That was a quick fucking mission, eh? It's only been 19 minutes. We fucking sped through that one. That guy's mouth was still moving. I don't know if you noticed that. That was gross. Oh, 1689. Why does that year feel significant? I'm gonna Google it. What happened in 1689? The Glorious Revolution in England, the establishment of the Bill of Rights, and the start of the 9 Years' Wars in Europe, and the King William's War in the American colonies. Well, there you go. If you made this far in the video, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, or don't. I am not your mother, but you better brush your teeth now. Have a good one. Bye-bye.